y'all know about the chosen people, right? Right. So they know who is the chosen people. Well, nah, we're talking about a nation. I mean, they were chosen. It's the Jews, right? So everybody on the earth know who the God chosen people is. It's the Jews, but nobody know who are the real Jews today. Who do you know? See, we don't know, but the Bible tells. Read on.
God forbid.
Right.
For I also am an Israelite.
What are we?
I also am an Israelite.
What is this, brother?
I also am an Israelite.
You an Israelite, brother.
Right.
Look that when you get to the crib, look up this information, because this the world's biggest kept secret. This what they not gonna tell you at school.
Everything I say, I mean it. For your how you know I'm bleeding. I've been trying to write my reasons. I've been ducking, dodging demons. Like, do you understand, dog? I don't think they understand, y'all. I'ma make them understand, y'all. I gotta fight.
You are an Israelite.
That's right.
But you have to, we're going to show you how you know you're an Israelite. Because I don't want to tell you something and you just run with it. And anything somebody tell you, you want to make sure they have proof. All right? So, hold that. Bring out the curses. 28, 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses is telling the Israelites, the God's chosen people, he's telling them, guess what? If you don't hearken or if you don't listen to my commandments that I give you this day, read on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
If you don't do these commandments, read on.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Because God made a covenant with the children of Israel and him. God said that he will bless them if they keep his commandments. All right. But God said he will curse his people if they disobey him. All right. And the Israelites, they made a blood, our ancestors, they made a blood contract covenant and say, whatever you tell us to do, God, we would do it. Read on.
That all these curses.
That what?
That all these curses.
Read that again.
That all these curses.
Read on.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. So believe it or not, we curse. It is what it is. Right. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they have generational curses on them. That is going to continue to go on until one individual breaks that cycle. And even if that individual does, if his offspring doesn't continue in the word of God, the generational curses could come right back on them. The only way we're going to be saved from these curses is when Christ returns. Does that make sense? Now, with these curses, you can identify who are the Israelites. Where the sign at? Right, but you got people right now that's saying they're Jews over there in Israel. All right, they're saying we're the real Jews. This is our land, but that land doesn't belong to them. That land was stolen. Yeah, these people right here. All right, you ever seen those people? Jewish, they call themselves Ashkenazi Jews. All right, right now they proclaiming to be you, sis.
That's right.
Look what our sisters. You said what? Yeah, that's what's going on. Look what our sisters doing now. Our sisters was princesses in the ancient world.
That's right.
Now we on top of cars twerking, thinking that's cute.
Right.
Our men was kings.
Right.
Now we selling drugs to one another.
That's right.
Getting fast money, scamming, trapping, killing. So go to verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
It says what?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So what city you from? You from Chicago? Or you from Texas? What part? Okay, Houston. And when you look at Houston, how is our people living? Are we on the top or are we in the ghettos and poverty? So in the middle class. What about every city in America? It's bad. The Lord said he was curse us. Read on.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And what?
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Right, we was cursing the slave fields. All right. The oppressor feeding our babies to alligators. All right, picking cotton in the field. playing hit the nigger baby with a baseball. Right? The Lord said, curse shall not be in the field. All right, that fits only us. Go to verse 54.
Verse 54.
Actually, 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy.
It says what?
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy.
Now, who are we serving today? People like that.
Right.
That's rude and disrespectful.
Right.
We serving our enemies. Now, we think each other are our enemies. We think this brother, if I was in the world, I think this is my enemy. I don't know him.
Right.
But your real enemy is the so-called white man.
Right.
The other nations. The Indians.
Right.
The what else? The, see that?
No, I didn't realize they took the.
It is what it is. They'll fix it. All right, what?
Our enemies.
Ishmael.
Our enemies.
Our enemies, the Africans. The Hamites. Read on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
And what?
In hunger.
What was the last thing you ate?
Hot dog.
From where? Hot dogs. Great. Oh, 9 times out of 10, we don't own that. Well, read on.
And thirst.
And thirst, water. We got to pay for water. Water is supposed to be free. Ice Mountain, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, the Sun. We don't own none of those things. Read on.
And
Grab the back. Read that again. Right, in the clothes you wear. Adidas, Nike, Jordan, Balenciaga. Our oppressors own that. Read on.
And want of all things.
Anything you want, a car. We don't own any car dealership. Not one black person. A house, you got to go to your oppressor. Social security number, passport. Everything you have to go to your enemy. What they have there though, they put the chains on us mentally, right? And we got off those chains physically, so we still entrapped mentally. We still vanity slaves. Our priorities is messed up, but we still in slavery. Read on.
It's close to the.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Right?
Until he have destroyed thee.
Until we're mentally destroyed. That's why he doesn't have to whip us anymore. Right? He doesn't have to put physical chains on us. We're going to destroy ourselves. Right? It was psychological warfare. He put the light-skinned slaves against the dark-skinned slaves. Have you ever heard of the Willie Lynch letter? Right? This is an actual letter on the making of a slave, how to make a slave for 300 plus years.
Right.
They turned the black man against the black woman. Right? They reversed the biological nature of a woman to get her to be more masculine and independent. And they did the same thing with a man. They wanted the men to be more feminine. That's the agenda that they pushing now.
Right.
Why? Because it's to destroy God's chosen people, the Israelites. Does that make sense? Now, as many curses where that came from, we're not going to go into the whole Deuteronomy 28, but we want you to do your homework and read that chapter and look at all of the rest of the curses. Right, we got one more for you. Give me verse 68.
This is verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now, you know about Moses, right? What did Moses do? What was his special job? What was it? To lead who? Okay, the people are the Israelites. So Moses was sent to free the Israelites from slavery. Because believe it or not, we was slavery in Egypt.
Right.
When you look on the back of the dollar bill, it got a pyramid on it. Right? It's to remind you that, guess what? America is modern day Egypt. You in bondage. So God said he will bring you back into Egypt again, slavery. We don't.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How do we come over here?
With ships.
We don't. This in the Bible.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Right?
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, we wouldn't see our true homeland. We're not from Houston, Chicago, Dallas, LA. We're not even from this side of the world, sis. Read on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You shall be what?
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right, so you'll be sold into your enemies. So the Bible tells you who your actual enemy is. Read on.
For bond women, for bond men and bond women.
Right.
And no man shall buy you.
Right, so nobody's gonna redeem us. Martin Luther King tried to, Malcolm X, but this is how we know this is divine by the Most High God. He the only one that can save us. So knowing this information, you an Israelite, what would you say the next step is? Okay. You grew up in a church? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we had people stay long, but it's, you know what I'm saying, hours. But you got to be chosen, though. The Lord said, many are called, but few are chosen. So, okay. Yeah. Now, I'm going to say this, since you grew up in the church, you know what I'm saying, a lot of us grew up in the church. It's a difference between what the church teaches and what the Bible actually say. You got to read it on your own. Now we're going to tell you, we ain't going to hold you up here. We got like 3 more verses for you. I promise. 3 more verses. But we want to make sure we give you the right, you know what I'm saying, push. Right? Give me Psalms 111 and verse 10. Right? Because you don't just wake up one day and you understand the Bible. The Bible tells you how to understand the Bible. Read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Right.
A good understanding.
Hey, what?
A good understanding.
So the only way you're going to get a good understanding, not by going to Harvard or down Princeton, Cambridge, all right, or seminary school. Read on.
Have all they that do his commandments.
That do what?
That do his commandments.
Read on.
His praise endure forever.
So the only way you're going to get the understanding, you have to keep the commandments. Now, how many commandments you think it is? Now, you know about the 10, right? A lot of us, we just get familiar with the 10, but it's actually it's over 613 commandments that we don't even know exist. That's how you're going to get the proper understanding, right? Because if you try to read this book, God could, if you're not sincere, for one, God could block your understanding.
Right.
But once you start keeping the commandments, you're starting to show, you're starting to show action, right? God is a God that's looking for action. He's not looking for that, oh, well, I believe in God. You go into the club on Saturday night and in the church the next Sunday, Lord, He's not dealing with that.
Right.
Right? So God is a God of action. If you really want to change, you really want to learn more, you really want to get started as an Israelite princess from the tribe of Judah, this is the steps you got to take. Because how many women that you know are actually God-fearing? Like, not no, well, a little bit, I believe in God, but they still lukewarm. That you know that's actually walking a righteous path. Not too many. So what's your name again? Ronnie. You got to be the one to change that. Is that something you got to be the one to change that? Right. How do you do it? Taking heed to the commandments. So as you start to read, I recommend from Genesis going back, but we got a YouTube channel. Yeah, we got a YouTube channel. Whenever you subscribe, watch the videos. We got tons of videos. Watch them, and just follow along on your Bible, follow along so you can actually see this stuff for yourself. Now, a lot of stuff you're going to hear, it's going to be like, dang, that's really in there. You know what I'm saying? You don't be, I'm going to just say have an open mind, you know what I'm saying, to accept what's in here, because there's some stuff in here. You got Christ as being a black man in the Bible, angels being black in the Bible, slavery to the nations in the Bible. So, yep, look into that.
Do it right now. Oh, you want to forget?
All right, yep, all right, yep, you're an Israelite. God operates in the Most High. Right, Lord willing, the sister, you know what I'm saying, hearken, man, and get into this thing. Right, you know, Eve, man, they, you know, the Lord called them the weaker vessel for a reason.
Hey,
you know.
Point though, what she was saying, she said that she went to church, but she don't know no God-fearing woman.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
Testimony.
Yeah.
Give me that in Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, start at verse 25. Hey, that's deep. You don't know no God-fearing woman? Not one. That's because most of them, they wicked, man. Give me 1 Timothy 5:15. Not all women are not wicked. We're not saying that. Right? We're not he-man, woman haters.
Right.
Right? We don't bash the so-called black woman and say you just damn stiff neck.
Alfalfa.
Right? We're not sexist.
Right.
Damn red pill. What they say, the red pill. We don't make red pill content.
Right.
Right? You got righteous sisters out here for sure, hands down.
Right.
Right? Well, we talking about the lukewarm sisters and the sisters, you just off. All right, so bring that out.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 25. I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom.
Right.
And the reason of things to know the wickedness of folly.
Hey, brother. Read on.
Even of foolishness and madness.
Right, so Solomon, he sought his heart out to know folly and foolishness. Read on.
And I find more bitter than death the woman.
What did Solomon say?
And I find more bitter than death the woman.
Hey, this the wisest man on earth. He said, I find more bitter than death the woman. Right, you want to know something that's worse than a slow death? Hey, well, woman.
Right.
Read on.
Whose heart is snares and nets.
Who's what?
Whose heart is snares and nets.
Now this going into, because a Proverbs 31 woman, she's not going to be playing games. Right, so this obviously talking about a wicked woman. They hearts is snares and nets, man. Meaning what? They trying to trap you up. Baby, so you don't love me? You're going to go out with the brothers on the Shabbat?
Right.
Right, I'm leaving you. And you damn, man, you gonna leave me. You calling the brothers up, I can't make it. All right. And then after you damn don't go to the camp, she's grinning with a smile saying, come on. Right? It's snares and nets, man. Right? They like to play games. You got Jake taking them serious. They like to play games. You know what?
In her hands as bands.
Right? And she'll try to trap you up if you're not on your P's and Q's as a man. Right? And we seen sisters fake the funk. Yeah, I believe in God. They put on a damn dress, put on a hair wrap. Right?
So dumb.
They damn put on, they do their hair all nice and right. Right? They get their apocrypha. They say Shalom Kings, Shalom Kings. The whole time they trying to trap you up. Read on.
Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her.
Read that again.
Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her.
Right, if you please the Most High, the Lord is going to automatically remove you out of that situation.
Right.
He going to say, you know what? I can't have my servant with dealing with this wicked woman. Let me get up out of that.
Right.
All right. Read on.
But the sinner shall be taken by her.
But the what?
But the sinner shall be taken by her.
Right, so if you're a wicked man, you're going to be trapped up. Next thing you know, you're going to be on child support, man.
Right.
All right, you're going to be crying in the room.
Right.
Hey, brothers, come hit a word. Yeah, come check it out. I don't think he Kush.
Yeah,
He might be Kush.
Might be cut on the real.
the ones are pro.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's
That's the spirit.
good with y'all, brothers?
Come on,
How y'all
brother.
feeling?
Make your way through, brother. We here for you.
Gates, brother.
Yes, sir.
Both sides.
How you feeling? What's your name?
Jordan.
Jordan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's your nationality?
Ethiopian.
What's your nationality?
African American.
African American.
That's right. That's right.
All right, now, do you see yourself on the sign, right? African American. You got Judah. All right. Now, we out here, we teaching our people our nationality. You see, I just asked them their nationality. They say Ethiopian. When I asked you, you was like African American. As a people, we don't know who we is. We went through an identity crisis. Right? If I lined up 5 black people and asked them what's their nationality, where they come from, they gonna give me 5 different answers. So we here to teach you today, brother, who you come from and who you really is.
That's right.
Because you come from kings, brother.
Right.
King David, right? King Solomon, King Hezekiah.
That's right.
Right? Y'all know y'all kings, right? Selassie. Right? Who else? Huh? Well, not Solomon, but you know, y'all know y'all kings though. Queen, y'all know about Sheba. Y'all know about Sheba. See, they know they stuff. We don't. All we know is Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, Frederick Douglass. All right. So give me Isaiah 1:4. Start at verse 3. Give me Romans 11:1. Huh? We not a religion. Yeah, we believe in God.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, and verse number 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Right, so an ox and a donkey, they know how to get back home. Where's our home then, brother, if I ask you? We don't know. We think we from Chicago. We think we from LA, or I'm from the trenches.
Right.
Right, we from Israel.
Right.
All right?
That's right.
The people that's in the land right now, those are not the real Jews.
Right.
Right? Hey, Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, they were saying black people, they the real Jews. They putting this information out, but we don't want to listen.
Right.
Read on.
But Israel doth not know.
But what?
But Israel does not know.
Read that again.
But Israel does not know.
Right?
My people do not consider.
Right, we don't consider where we from. What's your nationality? See that? They know who they is. Give me Hosea 4:6. Huh?
That's not a Jew.
See that? Right? They know who they is, brother. All right, bring that out.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
It says what?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Right, so why they telling you let's go, let's this, that, and third? This gonna be the greatest information you ever hear in your life.
Right.
Because if you don't know where you came from, you're not gonna know your purpose or where you going.
Right.
If I ask you your purpose on the earth, what would you say? We don't see that's a problem. Right? That's a problem. The Lord said, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Read on.
I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me.
Because if we reject God, God is going to reject us. We the only people out here strung out on crack on the corners, right? Got a bottle of fifth in our hand, just drugged out. Read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, have God cast away his people?
Have what?
Have God cast away his people?
Right, because out of all the nations God created, the Polish, Ethiopian, right, Chinese, Japanese, God has a chosen people. Y'all know about the chosen people, right? Right, so they know who is the chosen people. Well, nah, we're talking about a nation. I mean, they were chosen. It's the Jews, right? So everybody on the earth know who the God chosen people is. It's the Jews.
Right.
But nobody know who are the real Jews today. Who do you know? See, we don't know. But the Bible tells, read on it.
God Forbid.
Right?
But I also am an Israelite.
What are we?
I also am an Israelite.
What is this, brother?
I also am an Israelite.
You an Israelite, brother.
Right.
Look
That's right.
Look that when you get to the crib, look up this information. Because this the world's biggest kept secret. This what they not gonna tell you at school.
Right.
They not gonna tell you this at church.
Right.
They not gonna tell you this on TV.
Right.
You're gonna have to die for this information.
That's right.
You an Israelite. Israelite God's chosen people.
Right.
You doing?
Of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Right, we got one more verse for you, brother, before you peel off. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Hold on.
He ain't gonna leave you like that.
Yeah, we talking to you.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Right, it's the conclusion of the whole matter, because we're not going to overwhelm you. Read on.
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
Read on.
And keep his commandments.
Right.
For this is the whole duty of man.
That's what a man is. A man is not a dude that's just getting fast money all day, scamming, trapping. A man is somebody that fears God and that's keeping his commandments.
Right.
Because when you get the money, like these rappers, right, you get the lifestyle, the women, you still gonna be void in the inside.
Right.
Because again, you don't know your purpose. The reason why God created you is for you to fear him.
Right.
Anything else you want to do? What else? You play sports?
Football, basketball.
Football. If you want to do football and basketball on the side, that's cool. You might want you a business one day. You might want you a family one day. All of that is cool. But the first thing that comes first is God and keeping his commandments.
Right.
Do you know any commandments? See, we don't know the commandments neither, right? Our people know how to rap though. All right, what else we know how to do?
Like basketball.
Play basketball,
Right.
football,
Right.
roll a blunt,
Kill each other.
hey, chase females all day,
Count hats.
count hats, how many bodies I got, right? How many people I just killed. Right, we're gonna give you 3 commandments before you go. All right, the rest of the commandments you're gonna have to look into yourself, but bringing that up.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7.
Read out.
And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
Right, you know what swine is? It's pork. You eat pork? Okay. Y'all eat pork? Read on.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud.
Why y'all don't eat pork?
Part of our Orthodox religion, we believe that like it's like pigs are like Satan or dirty, like it's so dirty.
See that? They already know, brother. Right? So the Lord said the pig is an unclean animal. Right? Pigs eat anything. Right? In slavery, you know about slavery, right? In slavery, our slave master used to feed us the pig.
Right.
Alright? Because it was the most filthiest animal.
Right.
The pigs would eat up the dead bodies of all of the dead slaves.
Right.
Read on.
Yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean unto you.
So the pork, we gotta cut it out. Right? You think you could do that? Yeah. Right? There's many other substitutions you can eat. Beef, chicken, turkey, lamb, buffalo, bison, deer. Right? But the pork, we gotta stay away from us. It's killing us.
Right.
Right? Not only on the spiritual level, is it disconnecting us from our God, it's killing us on the physical level. High blood pressure, diabetes, gout. Right? We're the #1 leading race to all of those diseases.
Right.
Right? Heart disease. So jump down to verse 9. You eat seafood? Read that. What type of seafood? What type of seafood?
Crab, oysters.
Okay.
Okay. Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters and in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
So you can only eat things that got fins and scales. Right? Do crabs got fins and scales? Nah, they don't. A brother can pull up the picture. Right, fins and scale, every fish has fins. But scales are the little flaky things that you see on it.
Right.
So if they don't have that, God said we can't eat it, that's a sin. Alright, why? Because the rest, the crab, the shrimp, those are what you call the roaches of the sea. Alright.
Basically, like you got the roach and the scorpion is like the lobster, and then the spider is like the krill of the land.
Yep. Yep. So again, this information they not telling us.
Right.
All right. So them 2 commandments, you can keep that, right? That's just the dietary law. That's simple. All right. The next commandment, go to the Sabbath. Exodus 20:8.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
It says what?
Remember the Sabbath day.
Right. Have you ever heard of the Sabbath? What's the Sabbath? It's a holy day. Now, when is the Sabbath though?
Sunday.
Huh?
Friday. Or Sunday or Friday.
Right. It's not Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week.
Saturday?
It's Saturday. Well, it's really from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown.
That's right.
All right, because that's how we didn't have clocks in the ancient world. We tell the time by when the sun goes down. So the Sabbath day, the day of rest, while everybody doing it on the Sunday, because it was changed to a Sunday by Constantine.
Right.
All right, during the Holy Roman Empire. But it's really on a Saturday, because Saturday is the 7th day of the week. When you go on your calendar on your phone and you look at the first day, they tell you it's Sunday. So what are we supposed to do on the Sabbath, you know? Not doing any work.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Read on.
Keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Right,
so this is a very serious day because God commanded us to rest. Because he created the heavens and the earth, and 6 days, on the 7th day he rested. We're supposed to be doing the same. So no buying, selling, cooking. It's going to be a hard transition. Yeah, you're going to have temptations. Them your friends, they going to try to tempt you. Come on, man, let's go out. But again, like I said earlier, being a man is standing on what God said first.
right.
You might lose a lot of friends, but you got to be willing to lose a lot of friends for God, because you don't want to lose God for a lot of people. It's backwards, right? So you got the Sabbath day, them 3 commandments right there, basic to get you started. The rest, we're gonna give you a sheet, we're gonna give you a flyer on it. Hey, Elder, do we got starter packs? Right, we're gonna get you a YouTube channel, starter pack, look into that information, brother. You will be an Israelite. That makes sense? What's 3 things you learned up here today?
God don't like us eating pork. God don't like us eating crab, scorpion, stuff like that.
Okay. What else? What about your nationality? Yeah. Israelite. All praises. Right. So that's the starter pack right there. Did he get a flyer? Yeah, he gonna need a flyer. Right. We got one more verse for you. Give me Revelation 1:14. Hey, you turn that sign around.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, and verse number 14.
Now, everybody know about Jesus Christ, right? Right, what color was Christ? Y'all know? You say white? You want to? Right, middle is that a color, though? Yeah, he portrayed him as white. Now, it's the reason why they do that. Right, when you read the Bible, it tells you what Jesus really looked like.
Right.
Bring that out.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. Bring it out. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Start at verse 13.
Verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
Right, the Son of Man is Jesus Christ.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Right.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
It says what?
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Right, and so it says his head and his hairs were white like wool. Right, what people have woolly texture hair? Huh?
White people.
You sure? Give me that, you move that sign right here. If you look on that sign, that's, the white people got doggy hair, like stringy. Goat. They got goat hair.
Straight cut.
Yeah, dirt.
Look at this up.
Hair like wool. The fro right here, hair like wool. Read on.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
So it said Christ had feet like brass. What color is brass? It's like a penny. It's brown. Read on.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So take that brass and burn it. It's going to be very, very dark. So what color is Jesus? He's very dark skinned. But again, they're going to tell you that he's a white man. or they gonna tell you that he's just Middle Eastern. We don't know his color. He was olive. No, Christ actually walked this earth. He had an actual nationality. He had actual features. He had hair. He had this, that, and the third. So during the Renaissance, they whitewashed all the images. They knocked the nose off, so you couldn't tell what these men actually looked like, right? But Jesus Christ, according to the Bible, brother, he's a dark-skinned man. Now, he's not African American. He's not a black man. Do y'all know Christ's nationality? He was from Jerusalem, right? Well, what was his race?
Black. Based off this?
He can't be black because black was not invented. Middle 8. Read that. Hebrews 7,
Look at Hebrews chapter 7 and verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
So Christ was a Jew. You don't know about Jesus being a Jew? Well, you have Judah as a tribe, but yes, Jew, Israelites, that's a nationality. So Christ was from the tribe, but he'll be from the same tribe you was from, brother.
Right.
All right. So again, look into that information. What's your name again?
Jordan.
Jordan. All right, look into that information, brother. You got any questions? So we got our email on it, Instagram. So hit us up. All right. Yep. Take care. Yep.
All praise. Come. Clap it up. Clap it up.
Damn.
Damn, brothers ain't happy. We got a good shape.
Damn, Kush.
The Kush. That little kid was Kush
Yeah,
too much.
Kush. He looked like, damn, he was on Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Right. Right. Right, so Lord willing, that brother, hey, he gonna look into the information, man.
That's right.
All right, that's why we don't need to be around the heathens.
Right.
Because they gonna push that heathenish lifestyle on you, man.
You surrounded by all heathen.
Right?
Edomites and Cushites.
Edomite, Cushites. Damn, I think that one of them was Issachar.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, white boy, shut up.
Yeah, the white boy.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. He got that deep voice. Hold on.
Give me Revelation 18:4.
That's what's up.
Book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
What the Lord say?
Come out of her, my people.
Read that again.
Come out of her, my people.
Right, so we gotta come out of Babylon the Great.
Right.
Right, we said that earlier. We gotta come out of Babylon the Great.
That's right.
Because if you don't, you're gonna be what? Read on. 4.
That you be not partakers of her sins.
Or you're gonna be partakers of abominations. Hey, I'm not trying to go down with Babylon the Great in his sins.
Come.
We're not trying to be partakers in them devilish evil ways.
Right.
Because that's what's gonna happen.
Right.
Hey, what's your nationality, sis?
Hey, sister.
See that? Got a
Sister,
green
what the hell?
mustache on. Bugged out.
Right, green mustache.
Hey, if you're a part of Babylon, that's what you're gonna do, man. You're gonna wear a green mustache.
Right.
With red hair.
Right.
All right.
Wow.
You're gonna be a Jake with a damn Christmas time coming around. You got a damn white beard on your face, telling kids to come sit on your lap.
Right.
Hey, brothers, what's going on? And ruffled himself up. Ruffled himself up, man.
Right.
See that? Right? Yeah, fire that man barber. All right, read on.
Reading on. And that you receive not her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven.
Right, so his sins reached up into the heavens, man. If you will conform to this world, you're going to be partakers with them destruction, man.
That's right. Family.
Hey, be set apart. Be different, man. You got to be, something got to be different about you. All right, if you're doing what everybody else in the world doing, that means you're a follower. All right, you following a cool lifestyle. All right, you doing what everybody else doing. Are you a God-fearing man?
Not right now, huh?
Damn. Not right now? Damn. That's
right. Be a leader, brother. Right.
You gotta come back, brother. You gotta come back, brother.
Right, come on.
You gotta come back, brother.
Okay, brother.
See that? He's not a God. You're not a God-fearing man.
Right.
Right? You're not a man at all, man.
Right.
Yes, we said it.
He's gonna come back.
Yes, we said it, brother.
Yeah, we
You're not
said
a
it.
man.
Yeah, brother.
How you gonna talk to me with your back turned?
Right. Let's talk, brother.
Let's
man.
politic.
Talk about it.
Let's politic, brother.
Brother, bring it on. That's
Damn,
right.
shit got shades on. You in line, brother? You in line, bro? Come on, you don't got 5 minutes for
Come on,
God.
talk to your brothers, man. We need some of your wisdom.
What is y'all doing?
Right. Come learn, brother.
You see this, brother?
We out here for you. Do you believe in the Bible?
Right thing, right there.
Do you believe in the Bible though?
Absolutely.
All right, so give me John 8:47.
Bring it out.
The Lord said, if you are of God, you will hear God's words.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 47.
Bring it out.
He that is of God,
It says what?
he that is of God,
Read on.
hear God's word.
Read on.
He therefore hear them not, because you...
Israelite,
Right,
according to the Bible.
right,
Prophecy, archaeology,
right,
and history.
right.
What do you identify yourself? What's your nationality?
Well, my dad is from West Africa.
He's from West
From
Africa.
Liberia.
What?
Born and raised.
Okay, Liberia. Okay, all praise.
Monrovia.
All praise to the Most High, brother. We got our people is out there.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to learn who you are, so you can come back to these commandments.
He tell me that all the time.
You said what?
I said he tell me that all the time.
So do you keep the commandments?
I be running.
You be running?
I be running.
Give me Sirach 27:3. You got a family, brother. Don't you want to guide your daughter and your wife in righteousness?
I do.
The Lord said, if you don't take care of your household, the Lord is going to overthrow you.
Right.
Bring that up.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 27, verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Most High.
So if you don't hold yourself diligently, if you as a man not doing what you're supposed to be doing spiritually, physically, mentally, what's going to happen?
His house shall soon be overthrown.
Hey, the Lord will overthrow your whole household. So this show you how much as a man you got to be on your P's and Q's, because you got to guide your family. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you think they're going to listen to you? Let's be real. No.
100.
So that's why it's important for you to come back to these laws. Everything your pops was telling you, he wasn't telling you that for no reason. He was telling his son how to conduct himself just like the Most High would tell his children. So brother, you gotta hop on it before it's time. Hey, time is ticking.
Right.
I know you see what's going on with World War III.
Right.
Hey, America's about to be destroyed.
Right.
That's something they're not gonna tell you.
That's right.
They gonna say, hold on. Hey, we got everything under control, y'all.
Right. We winning.
Don't panic. I'm Donald Trump. We got everything under control. He don't got nothing under control.
Right.
Right? And when the missiles drop, damn, Putin pushed the button. China, and there's actual war. What you gonna do in those days? How do we be saved? Who do you pray to? What's his name?
Allah.
See that?
Jehovah.
It can't be Allah and Jehovah. Which one, brother? His name is Yahweh.
That's right.
All right. Jake something else, man.
Hey, take a flyer, Op.
Yeah, take
a flyer, brother. Take a flyer and look into it, man.
look into the info, brother. All right, let's see your pops, man. Mexican. You believe in the Bible? How you been listening? Okay. So how do you feel about the end of the world? Like, you think that's gonna happen?
Of course.
How you think? Oh, shit.
Revelation's right there.
It's revelation. So how do we be saved from that? What?
How do we be saved?
Right? How do we be saved?
There's only one way. Yeah.
Well, okay, what's the way? Because some people might, they think they know the way, but the Bible might say something totally different.
Right.
So give me Matthew 19:60. What would you say is the way?
I would say living up to his word, like as much as he can, no matter how hard it is. It's not always about what you want to do.
No, I think we are. That's all people kind of get ready.
Maybe things happen not the way that you think.
It's okay.
But you go back to the word and you kind of like see exactly what he says.
Okay.
And you follow.
All right. Well, we gonna see what Christ said. Bring that up.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do, that I may have eternal life?
Right. What do I need to do so I could get everlasting life, which is the kingdom of heaven, which we're gonna be saved from and put in the kingdom. Read on.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good?
Right. Jesus said, "Why are you calling me good?" Read on.
There is none good but one,
Right.
that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandment.
What do we have to do?
Keep the commandment.
Read that again.
Keep the commandment.
No, just go to church.
Keep the commandment.
So the Lord said we have to keep the commandments.
Right.
So we have to have faith on His Son, but you show your faith by your works. That's James, the 2nd chapter.
Right. Right.
We have to keep His commandments. Now, what the world has done, they brush God's commandments. They said, hey, those are all done away with.
Right.
You got people committing adultery, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
God loves me anyway. So they just commit adultery. You got people getting drunk. All right. Even with the holidays of this world, St. Patrick's Day, that has nothing to do with God at all. Right. But our people, they celebrate that. All right. Christmas. Christ wasn't born on December 25th.
Right.
But we celebrate it anyway.
Right.
So it's certain commandments that God told us we had to keep. Are you familiar with any?
Where all I started and what
The 10. Now, did you know it's actually more than the 10 commandments?
I say things that people just said.
Okay, we're gonna bring out something that you probably never heard of. Give me Leviticus 19 and
We're just
28.
we just enjoyed the snow a little bit.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord.
So a lot of people don't know getting a tattoo is actually a sin. God doesn't want us to mark up our bodies because He said our bodies is the temple of God, right? So as our bodies being the temple of God, the Lord don't want us to mark us up. So did you know that tattoos was, that's something we ain't know.
Right.
Let's go to the dietary law. Leviticus.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 11.
Give me
Verse number
Leviticus 18 and 22.
And the swine, though he divided the hoof, and be cloven-footed,
Did it again.
yet cheweth not the cud.
Twice now.
He
She's
is
done it.
unclean unto you.
Right?
Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
So God said the swine, that's something that's big in our culture, right? Pork. For y'all, El Pastor, right? Hey, the Lord said we can't eat it. That's just being real.
Right.
He said, of their flesh shall you not eat. We shouldn't even touch it.
Right.
Right, but you see that everywhere. You got the Baconators.
Break it down,
All right. Baconator combo. Get the salad with the bacon bits on it.
Right.
All right, you get that pepperoni pizza.
Right.
Right, that chorizo. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
But the Lord said we can't indulge in it.
Right.
Bring that out.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
Right?
It is an abomination.
Right, so even homosexuality. Right, they say a man could be with a man now. That's weird. That's weird. Another man be with a man.
Right.
But they saying, guess what? No, you can't say that to him. You might make him cry.
Right.
All right. The Lord said, how is two men can't reproduce?
Right.
The Lord created a female to be with a man.
Right.
And a man to be with a female.
Right.
Now they trying to push it on the little kids.
Right.
They telling the children, hey,
Put it in cartoons.
they put it in the cartoons. Me, my dad, and my boy mom.
Right. Right.
Yeah, me and my two dads. That's off.
Right.
Then I got one called me and my two moms.
See that you got me and my two moms.
Right.
Me and my two mommies.
Right.
That's off. A kid don't even know it's right from his left. So how you gonna try to force that on the children?
Right.
All right. You got all of these child predators in the church. All right, in a Catholic church. You can't leave your kid. You gotta watch who you leave your kids around, man. They'll get snatched up.
Right.
Get you down. look over them kid getting caressed.
Right.
All right.
Pastor Uncle John.
See that?
Pastor Roy.
See that? Pastor Roy Jones. So this is why it's important to keep God's commandments.
Right.
Because if you don't, you will be judged.
Right.
All right, that's written. Give me Ezekiel 3:17. So we just warning y'all. All right.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, and verse number 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Right. So we are the watchman for Israel, man. All right. What does the watchman do? He sees the prophecies. All right. He sees what's going on in the earth.
So,
And he-
take a flyer.
And he tells the people what's going on. Read on.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
Right, so we got to get the children of Israel a warning. Why? Because they hard-headed. All right? They stiff-necked, man. Right, you Black, Hispanic, and Native American, man, you are the most hard-headed, evilest people on this earth, man. You rebellious.
Excuse us.
Young brothers.
Come on, brothers, come check it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clap it up. Clap it up.
What's going on with y'all brothers? But y'all good? What y'all down here doing today? Y'all just chilling? Are y'all believe in God?
Yes.
Y'all do? Y'all really believe in God?
Yes.
Now, do y'all know a lot about God, or y'all only know a little?
Every day.
Okay, so you know a lot about God. All right, so tell me something about God, brother. What you know?
Good guy.
He's a good God. So what do God want us to do?
Spread the gospel.
Spread the gospel. What else?
Follow the 10 commandments.
10?
Yeah.
Is it only 10?
The ones that's in the Bible, the 10 commandments.
Now, I'm going to let you know something. It's actually more than 10 commandments.
Right.
Did you know that? See that? It's more than 10. So not only do we got to follow the 10 commandments, but we got to follow the rest of the commandments. It's about 613. Now, do you follow all of the 10?
Try to.
Now, do you know about the Sabbath day?
Yes.
What's the Sabbath day?
The Sabbath day, isn't that Sunday?
Nah. It's Saturday.
Saturday?
It's Saturday. Bring that out.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8.
Give me
Remember the
Nehemiah
Sabbath day
10:31.
to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So it's a day of rest. All right, it's a day you're not supposed to be working. It's a day you're supposed to take time out to get a guy, read. Y'all got Bibles? Yeah. Y'all be reading? Don't lie. Don't even lie. You know?
I study, but I don't read for real.
Oh, okay. But look, y'all want to make sure y'all start reading, because in this Bible, hey, it's a famous proverb. You want to hide something from a black man, where do you put it? You put it in a book, right? Because they know we not gonna read, man.
Right.
All right, that's why they put stuff in books, because they know we not gonna check this information out.
Right.
But on the Sabbath day, it's a day of rest. All right, this the day y'all supposed to be reading. I'm saying this the day y'all supposed to be strengthening y'all relationship with God, keeping the commandments. Now it's do's and don'ts on the Sabbath, right? So today is the Sabbath day. Read that.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 10, and verse 31.
You know.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell,
Right, so if somebody's trying to bring you something on the Sabbath day to buy or sell, read on.
that we would not buy it from them on the Sabbath.
That what?
That we would not buy it of them
on the Sabbath.
So on this day, we can't be buying and selling. It's how sacred it is. It's a day we're supposed to be resting. All right, giving our time back to the Lord. That makes sense. Right, so that's in the 10. Now, y'all eat pork?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Pepperoni pizza, sausage pizza?
Not supposed to though.
You're not supposed to. Let's bring that out.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verse 10.
Bring it out.
Verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you.
Right, so we're not supposed to be eating pork. Pig is a filthy animal.
Right.
The most nastiest animal. All right, they eat anything, right? They eat dead bodies, rats, and we putting that into our body. Guess what we eat?
Dead bodies and rats.
We
right.
eating the same thing. So y'all, would y'all be willing to, you know what I'm saying, cut out the pork for God?
I'm gonna try.
You gonna try? Yeah. Is it really that good, bro? It's
I'm busy hitting, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
You got beef ribs.
Right.
The beef ribs hit better.
You got lamb ribs.
Lamb ribs.
Right.
Right. We putting y'all on. That stuff hit way better.
Right.
Right. So we can't eat the pork. Y'all eat seafood. Shit. What type of seafood?
Like
Crabs. Read verse 9.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales.
It gotta have what?
Whatsoever have fins and scales.
We doing?
In the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Right, so we can only eat things that got fins and scales. That's fish. So the crabs, we can't even eat the crabs. The shrimp, those what you call the roaches of the sea, they eat up all the poop that the sharks poop, what the other fishes be pooping. Right, there go the picture right there. Right, you got land roaches and you got roaches in the sea.
Right.
You got spiders on the land and you got spiders in the sea.
Right.
So the Lord said we can't be eating that stuff.
We can eat fish, right?
You can eat fish, but they gotta have fins and scales.
Right.
So we can't eat catfish.
Oh, really?
Nah, because it don't got scales.
Right.
And catfish, they live in dirty water.
Right.
Right? But we can eat salmon, tilapia, yellowtail, red snapper. Alright, bass,
White
trout, perch. It's different fishes. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Y'all smoke? Nah, y'all don't do no drugs. Alright, that's good. That's good. Praise, clap it up for the brother.
That's right. That's right. That's
Now we gotta ask though, cause you know what I'm saying. A lot of us. You said what?
Y'all vape? Okay.
Y'all don't vape. Alright, don't be vaping. None of that. Alright.
I'm an athlete.
You're an athlete. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Right, so we went over, give me Leviticus 19 and 27. We went over the dietary law. Right, we went over the Sabbath day. We're going to get something else.
This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27. You shall not round the corners of your head, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
Right, so as a man, you can't shave your head bald. Right, God said that's a sin. Right, and when y'all do start to grow facial hair, y'all got to make sure y'all keep the facial hair. Right, no shaving it up. You doing?
Ye shall not make any cutting in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord.
Right, so
No tattoos.
no tattoos.
So what's on your hand, boy?
Now look, we finna explain it. We finna explain that, bro. So just like y'all was already eating pork, y'all get a chance to repent. So y'all go to the crib, y'all can ask God, hey God, forgive me for my sins and never do it again. Give me Proverbs 28:14. Right? That's true repentance. So he already got tattoos before. He asked God for forgiveness, he never got them again. Now if y'all repent and y'all ask God for forgiveness and then
Do it again.
and then you eat the pork again, you eat that pepperoni pizza, you eat them crabs, that don't count. That apology wasn't sincere. Bring that up.
For the Proverbs chapter 28, verse 14. Happy is the man that feareth always.
Start at verse 13.
Verse 13, he that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy.
So you got to confess your sins and you got to forsake them. Don't try to hide and think nobody see me, because you got angels, they always watching you. Right? Even when you think nobody watching you, they watching you. So you got to watch what you do. That makes sense? Yeah. When y'all pray, give me Matthew 6 and 6. It's a proper way to pray. We're going to show y'all. So when y'all pray, how y'all be praying?
Just thank the Lord.
You just thank God. Alright, we're going to show y'all something.
Gotta honor him.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Start at verse 16.
Verse 16. Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites.
That might be 6 and 5. When our prayers.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 5. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as hypocrites are, For they love to pray standing in the synagogues and the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet.
Right, so when you pray, go into, that don't mean your literal closet, but you want to go into somewhere where it's just you and God, yeah, it's sacred. You don't want to be praying in front of everybody. You know what?
And when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
Right, so you want to pray in secretly, right? And as a man, you want to make sure your head uncovered. So don't just be lazy and pray. You praying to the Most High, you got your hat on, do-rag on. You want to get on your knees, you know what I'm saying? Take your whatever, uncover your head and make sure you pray.
Right.
Bring it up.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. What I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of every woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
So you got the Most High, Jesus, man and woman. What are you doing?
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So you don't want to disrespect Jesus. So you make sure your head uncovered. Right, but this brother, the next brother, he gonna come up here and finish teaching y'all what y'all need to know before y'all slide. You got it.